Hello. So, if you're anything like me, you know why you clicked on this video. You're done trying to force your life, trying to be the perfect person, or, I don't know, identify with. Shut up. Shut up. Trying to identify with grinding hard and doing to try to achieve whatever whatever it is. You're at the same point that I'm at too. And if you really want to know more about this journey, that's why I'm making these videos here on YouTube. And if you know why you clicked on this video, then don't be worried, because this is exactly where we need to be right now. And it's okay. But one thing that I've realized in this moment is that we are not only not acting from the place that everybody else is acting from, but we're creating a whole new world, essentially. So this is like more wonderful than it seems. And like, there is every reason in the world to be grateful and happy and thankful. You can already feel the feelings of abundance and change and clarity, whatever word it is from the polarity it is that you are experiencing right now. For me, confusion and clarity is like the polarity I exist in most of the time. So that's what's prominent for me, but for you, there might be something. And I'm just giving you this straight from my experience. This is where I'm at now. And when I talk about myself, I'm really talking about you, because at the end of the day, we are all a fractal mind, and I am just a reflection of you, and you are a reflection of me. So when you want to learn from my experience, you're really learning from yourself, and you're talking to yourself. So even when I get on here and share these videos, I'm sharing with the world what has happened to me inside. When I express that and externalize that, everything becomes more aligned. So I encourage you to not only consume more videos, but create more videos. Especially in this moment where all of this juice of life, is flowing. Because if you made it here, if you made it to this place, that means you've done something most people haven't done yet, but more people will do. And it's not about being better or having an ego or something. It's about staying true to yourself. It's the exact opposite of what we are led to believe. We're led to believe that doing the wrong thing, from what society tells us, is going to be, we're going to have some bad consequence. But no, it's actually the foundation that begins our whole entire new expression on this planet. And so if you're done trying and grinding and going and worrying, you're not even being. You're just panicking constantly is what it is. Is like it's a dominant, sustained vibration of just pain and panic. And we have to stop. We have to stop acting from that place. We can hear it and understand it and feel it and know it, because it is valid. There are times when it is justified to be panicked, but acting in a panic state almost always leaves you doing clumsy things. So we have to use that fuel when those things happen, that panic states happen. And we can use that energy for something else. And that's what true alchemy really is directing energy to, and it takes a lot of effort to, grab that fear and that panic in that moment and say, hey, wait a minute. Calm down. Let's focus this and do something that is not clumsy. If you understand what I'm saying, if you're following the train of thought I'm going down here, is that we're constantly going around doing and forcing when we know that there is a whole nother side to this. If you just use the quick analogy of like the eyeballs and perceiving wavelengths of light, we can only perceive some small percentage of the possible wavelengths there are out there, visually. So what does that mean for our perception when it comes to all the other senses and everything else? Maybe possibly there is another sixth sense that we haven't even, our psychic abilities that we have not even really tapped into or used the muscle for. You get what I'm saying? So, like, there's so much that we can't see that we're just trying to force based off of what has been enforced upon us. So it's like we're operating from a mindset that was handed to you, and then you're unaware of what mindset you're actually using because you don't even know the difference between mindset A and mindset B. And then next thing you know, you're making assumptions about what you need to be doing and where your energy could possibly be most efficient. But then you end up burning yourself out and you have no energy left for yourself for the things that you might even want to enjoy in the day. You've probably been going around and realizing like, oh, well, if I work 12 hours a day, yeah, I'll get more money, but then I'll have to pay more taxes because I'm paying more overtime. And then, blah, blah, blah. And then not even that. If I'm working more, well, I'm giving more time to whatever company to get more money, but then I have less time to spend on whatever it is that I might want to do off of work. And then I frivolously use the money to do things that I don't necessarily care for or wouldn't use my energy for, and it's just like subscriptions, whatever, whatever. Oh yeah, beer at the restaurant, yeah, whatever. Yeah, Taco Bell, whatever. Yeah, and then you just frivolously are just gonna frivolously away your life, and that's it. And that's the realization that I came to. But energetically speaking, it's like, okay, what am I doing? I don't even know. Does anybody really know what they're doing? Just going around the circle just to do it. To be honest, it's the opposite for me. coming to the realization after this shift, if you've been following along, if you've been watching the videos, just a normal guy trying to change my life and do whatever practical thing that I can try to implement and integrate into my life, and then share the results of what's happening here so that we all can just do it together. That was the goal. You know, if you've been doing that, then you might see that I'm coming to these realizations at certain moments. And right now, this one is just analyzing the actions that we take to try to survive. It sometimes seems unreasonable, and it's a little bit outrageous, the circus act that we get ourselves into. The whole world has told us that we must. But I'm not doing that anymore. I want to create a different experience for my life. And the only way to do so is to cultivate from a different foundation, which is your mindset and your perception of the way you see opportunity in the scenario. Because your mindset is the foundation for how you're going to behave and the attitude you're going to have. But if you're not even aware of your own subconscious attitudes, beliefs, and ways of being, and ways of, and biases, and whatnot, and attachments, and identities, and egos, and your pride, and what things, boundaries you can't cross, such and such, certain stuff you might need to let go of in order for that to be the case. But how are you gonna analyze all this if you're just running on a program that tells you must, and then you don't even have the energy to put into the analyzing of all of these thought forms that have created your experience that you are experiencing? I mean, come on. Let's just think about it, We can go deep, we can go far, but I'm not going to sit here and make this into an hour-long thing, because I can try to suck up your time, but the value is you made it, you've done it. Work from this foundation to create a curiosity and follow inspiration and curiosity to lead you to the next thing. Don't let the fear take the wheel and steer. That's the problem. And you're not going to let it happen anymore, because honestly, you can't go back from this moment. There's no other way but going forward, and you can't unlearn what you've already learned. And that's something to celebrate, and that's something to be grateful for. So, if you appreciate it, if you want to support the channel, check the description down below. Leave a comment, leave a like, tell me what you want to hear more of, or any synchronicities you might find. Anyways, have a nice day. I'll talk to you soon.